Key learning objective: freezing of cell references. Now, let us consider this is some revenue detail of a company. The data shows the numbers across three product categories and across three regions. So 100 is the revenue across region 1 given by product 1. 500 is the revenue given by product 2 in region 2, so on and so forth. So these are randomly chosen numbers to demonstrate this particular exercise. Now the question is, compute percentage of each product contribution to total of each of the regions. So it is being asked to compute the percentage contribution by each of the products to total of each of the regions. So what we essentially need to do is, you will divide 100 by 1200, 200 by 1500, and so on. So to deploy this, let us first of all create a similar matrix over here below this table. Now how we are going to proceed is, you will say equal to, and you will then say 100 divided by 1200. Now this is the basic operation which gives you the result as a percentage contribution of product 1 to the total of region 1. And you would do this formatting. Having done this, your next step is going to be equal to 400 divided by 1200. As I am performing this operation, I see that every time I am doing the computation in one column, in this case it is column D, I am always dividing it by the same number 1200. So there is a repeat use of denominator in the total calculations. Now if we have same denominator every time, we can actually freeze the reference of this denominator in a specific way. So how do we do it? So while you do this computation, you say 100 divided by 1200. By performing this computation, you see in the denominator 1200 is going to get repeated. So to ensure that I don't have to insert this formula repeatedly, what you do is you put a dollar sign in front of the column and a dollar sign in front of a row indicator. So in this case, the column indicator is D and the row indicator is 11, indicating that I have now frozen the cell reference of the denominator. So once this computation is done, now I can simply copy and paste it downwards. So my computations are ready to be done. Now second step is, I copy it to write off this calculation. Now pay attention, be careful. When I do this, I get the answer, but I need to verify whether the answer is correct or not. I do so by pressing F2. So when I press F2, I realize that while my numerator 200 is correct, my denominator is incorrect. Why it happened so? It happened because when I copied it from this cell, it was denominator D11 which was frozen and which got repeated over here. Now I need to ensure that when I am moving to the right, it should change the columns. So to do so, what I do is I remove the reference of column which freezes the column and keep it floating. Now let us try it once again. So I now copy it and now I paste it. Now I just verify whether it is working or not. Wow, it's working. If I copy this and paste it over here, it will still continue to work because I have frozen the row reference. Even if the column reference is floating, when I go downwards, I don't need to worry about column changing. All that I need to worry about is my row remains constant. And when I'm moving to the right, I don't need to worry about my row reference, but I need to ensure that my column reference remains floating. Now if I have taken care of this in the very first cell, I will just copy this, select this entire region and say Ctrl V, and I will get all the computations done merely in 2 steps. So that is the basic about cell referencing. Now let us take one different example. I am saying I am taking number of people on horizontal axis, and on vertical axis I am taking income per person. This 1200, 1400, 1600, 1800 and 2000. At the intersection of each of these cells, I want you to do the computations of border matrices in the form of multiplication. Now let us say you began with this basic calculation of 12,000. You copy it and you paste it over here. You press F2 and you see your green reference indicator is correct, but your blue reference indicator is incorrect. What has went wrong? What has gone wrong? You would see that it should have been actually 1200, but it is now 12,000. It happened because you copied B27, which has become C27 now. So what you need to do is you need to go back over here and put a dollar sign before B27. Now you copy it and paste it over here, and you would see the value is correct. Instead of 1,80,000, it is now 18,000. Now try copying this up to down, and you would see that your blue reference is correct, which is income per person, but your green reference, which is number of people, has shifted down. Ideally it should have been 10 people. So there is mistake that got committed because you copied C26 downwards, which has become C27 now. So you go back here and freeze the row of this particular cell, and you just copy it and paste it and verify, is it correct? That is correct. Now you copy this, select this entire region and say Control V, and you would observe that almost all the answers are correct. So this entire calculation, which you would have otherwise done in so many steps, can be done now only in two steps. Had you calculated just this one, you could have just copied it, selected this entire region and pasted it, and you would see the numbers are in correct shape. So this is how you can use cell referencing very intelligently when performing various set of computations. Here it is little different from what we had shared earlier, given that it involves freezing different row and column for different cells. So I request you to try it on your own and really understand if you have got it or not. If you do it once, try it once again. Thank you.